guys, thanks for watching TFB TV. I'm Joel. We are finally done with the 2019 SHOT Show, and I have been tasked with giving you my 5 favorite rifles from the show. So stick with me and let's get into this. So the first one I'm going to bring to you is from LMT, Lewis Machine Tool, and they have the Confined Space Weapon. And this is in 300 Blackout, and I, probably along with you, can't look past the space weapon part. It's actually Confined Space Weapon. I just see Space Weapon. I mean, come on. Space Force, no explanation needed, right? But this thing is in 300 Blackout. It is ultra short. It's got a compact stock. It's got a short 12-inch integrally suppressed barrel on it. So the suppressor fits down over the barrel underneath of the handguard, making it a very short, very compact system that can be used in tight spaces. It's being well received by military and law enforcement for close quarters combat, and it is a very cool looking weapon system. As you all know, the 300 Blackout, it was designed to do dark things in dark places quietly. I mean, what is not to like about that? Some of the features, it does have an ambidextrous charging handle, and let me pause for just a second. I'm super tired of people saying ambidextrous in videos. Guys, come on, we're better than that, all right? My personal little pet peeve here, ambidextrous, not ambidextrous. Thank you. It has an overall length of 24 inches and obviously would make the perfect close quarters kind of home defense gun or truck gun, or for the operator among you, if you want to use it in military or law enforcement setting for close quarters combat, could be the perfect weapon system for you. That comes in at number 5 on my list today. Number 4 on the list, we have the Savage MSR-10 long-range rifle, and this is in 6.5 Creedmoor. And let me stop you right there. All right, don't argue with me on 6.5 versus 308. Don't be calling it a boutique round or anything like that, okay? The 6.5 has permanently and handedly taken over the regular civilian market as kind of the premier long-range caliber, okay? 308 is not going anywhere. 6.5 is considerably better. And, across the board, across the spectrum at SHOT Show, we saw way more 6.5 Creedmoors, than we did probably anything else when it comes to precision shooting. So it's here to stay, guys. So the MSR-10 sports the Magpul PRS stock, which is a great precision rifle stock. It obviously has a lot of adjustment for length of pull and comb height. It's just a great all-around stock, so it's no wonder that they use that stock on there. It's kind of the premier one, especially when it comes to outfitting AR-type rifles for shooting long range. So I definitely approve of that stock choice. It does have a crisp 2-stage trigger that came in, I think it's around 3.5, 4.5 pounds, something like that, which is plenty light enough on an AR platform. The features that I personally like about this gun, it does have an adjustable gas block. All right, that's a big thing. So when you're trying to put different types of ammunition, different weights, powder charges, all those sorts of things through a weapon system, especially in AR, you need to be able to tune that gas system to function properly with the rifle. So to have an adjustable gas block built in from the factory is very handy, and I definitely approve of that. I also really like the non-reciprocating upper, side charging upper on this firearm. It just makes it easy to keep your face locked into the gun and then just run that charging handle on the side of the upper receiver with your offhand. It makes it very efficient, very quick. It's way easier than trying to fumble around with that standard charging handle on an AR platform and pull it back towards your face, usually smacking yourself in the face. And I'm going to be honest, guys, I don't know how many times I went to grab that charging handle, had my fingers slip off and smack myself in the face. Maybe I'm the only one, but it has definitely happened to me. I know it's happened to you, even if you admit it or not. So having the side charging handle on this upper is a really nice feature. And the final reason that I really kind of like this gun, why it comes in at my number 4, is because it was designed and built by actual precision shooters, okay? The guys that had a hand in this particular gun, they shoot PRS style competitions. All right, so that means something. It means they've got experience behind a gun taking it out to distance. So for me, that's a big win. All right, and the MSRP on the Savage MSR 10 comes in at $24.99. And I know I forgot to mention it, but the price on the LMT, my number 5 gun, comes in at $39.99 for the confined space weapon. All right, my number 3 comes in as the Daniel Defense Delta 5. This is their new bolt action rifle. It is their first attempt at making a bolt action rifle. Don't let that detract you from this weapon system. It's actually a very high quality piece. As a precision long range bolt action guy, I can definitely vouch for it. I went to a media event back in the fall where we put thousands of rounds through it collectively as a media, and it performed very, very well. Daniel Defense is well known. I don't have to tell you guys this. They're well known for making high-end AR type platforms. I mean, some of their weapons are in use by SOCOM, so don't give me any crap about the reliability or anything else about Daniel Defense, okay? Their quality is solid, so their ability to build a bolt action rifle should also be there, even though it is their first one. Now, everything about this gun is proprietary except for the trigger, okay? It's a Timney Elite Hunter, adjustable down to 1.5 pounds, so the trigger's very good, and it really is the only thing on this gun that was not made by Daniel Defense. The stock on the gun, ergonomically, it's just very, it feels very good, all right? It feels like any other precision bolt action stock that you've got. You've got a lot of adjustment on the cheek piece. Length of pull, you've actually got toe in and toe out on that cheek piece so that you can make sure that you can keep full contact with your cheek instead of just one point of your cheek. So it allows for a very solid, matchup between your head and the stock. So your cheek weld is great. It does have an aluminum mini chassis built into it, so there's no need to bed this. All right, the action, the recoil lug, all made up perfectly with the aluminum chassis that's built in, allowing for a very strong platform. So this rifle is initially being offered in 308, 6.5 Creedmoor, there's the Creedmoor again guys, and the 7mm 08. These are great caliber choices, obviously. 308, the old standby, 6.5mm, the better choice for precision long range, for shooting at targets and for hunting. And then of course, 7mm 08 is a great hunting round. So they've kind of covered all their bases. This gun does have an interchangeable barrel nut, kind of like a Savage style interchangeable barrel, and it has swappable bolt faces. So you can change calibers on the fly with this gun. So you buy one gun, you buy a different bolt face and different barrel, and you've got a completely different caliber weapon with just simple tools that you can do yourself at home, kitchen table, in your shop, whatever the case may be. The MSRP on the Daniel Defense Delta 5 comes in at $21.99. All right, and my number 2 pick is the Ridgeback by Bergara. This is in their Premier Series line, and this gun, also a bolt action, is offered in several calibers, but the one I would be interested in is the 6.5 Creedmoor. Of course, because of the long range, flat trajectory over and above the 308 or the other calibers offered. Now, they offer this gun in a lot of different calibers, too many to mention. You'll have to go on their website and figure that out. But suffice to say, they've covered their bases, and there is a caliber out there that I'm sure you would appreciate if you don't like the 6.5 Creedmoor cartridge. So the first thing to mention about this gun is the stock, right? It's a Grayboe Ridgeback stock. They named the gun Ridgeback because of the stock. The stock is the most important part at this point, just because, and I say that, me personally, and there's a lot of other great features which I'm going to get into. I really like this style of stock, wide, flat fore-end, M-LOK attachment rails all along it. It's very good for shooting off of PRS style barricades, so it can make it for a great competition gun right out of the box because the stock is designed the way that it is. And it's also got a anti-cant bubble level built right in. So you can stay on your gun, and right in front of your face, about 2 inches in front of your face, 3 inches in front of your face, is going to be a bubble level. So you can see if your gun is canted or not, which really comes into play when you're taking long range shots. Another one of the great features about Bergara is their barrels, okay? They make their own barrels, they cut them in-house. The quality control standards, therefore, go up, all right? These are great barrels. I've owned a Bergara before, the B14 HMR in a 6.5 Creedmoor. It was under a half-minute gun all day long with nice factory ammunition, and it just got better with hand loads, okay? These are some of the best barrels on factory guns in the market, hands down, all right? Plus the Bergara action is very smooth, okay? I don't know what they've done exactly to get their tolerances the way they do, but it's one of the closest actions to a custom action I think that you can find on the market. All right, I'm not saying it's like a custom action. It's not going to come close to a Defiance or a Curtis or Kelblies or something like that, but it does feel very good. It cycles smoothly, no hang-ups, that sort of thing, locks up nice and tight. So the actions and the barrels on the Bergaras are top-notch. Another thing to note about the Bergara Ridgeback is that just about everything is Remington 700 platform. So you shoot a couple thousand, 3,000 rounds of 6.5 Creedmoor out of this gun and it's time to rebarrel, you can just rebarrel and it's going to fit right into that stock because it's a standard platform. Let's say you don't like the stock and you want to switch to a chassis. You know, you want to switch to an MDT chassis or a Masterpiece Arms chassis. It's Remington 700 footprint. You can just easily switch. All right, and probably my favorite feature about this rifle is that they have chosen to put standard into this thing a Trigger Tech trigger. And if you're into precision rifles and you've never heard of a Trigger Tech trigger, you're not into precision rifles, okay? Trigger Tech is the end-all be-all of triggers, all right? They are the high end right now. The vast majority of professional shooters are using Trigger Tech triggers. So for Bergara to source that out and put that stock, standard, whatever, into their new rifle, it speaks volumes, okay? They're really listening to the shooters, to the end user in designing this rifle. I just can only see good things coming from this one, so it is absolutely my number 2 choice. The MSRP on the Bergara Ridgeback is right at $2,000. And now for my number 1 pick of all the rifles I saw at SHOT Show 2019, the Howa Mini Action, which has been around for several years. This year, it's out in a 300 Blackout. Guys, I have to tell you, I shot this thing at the industry day at the range with subsonic ammo and a suppressor, and it was absolutely the quietest rifle I have ever shot. You know, many of you, along with me, we might be used to shooting 300 Blackout suppressed through something like an AR, and the loudest part of that is the action cycling. Well, you think about a bolt action, there's no action cycling forward and backward, you know, as soon as you take the shot. So it is utterly quiet. It was so much fun to shoot. It is the first rifle in a long dang time that has brought a smile to my face while shooting it. You know, I love shooting precision long-range rifles. You know, I'm shooting these custom guns that are $8,000 to $10,000. They're great rifles, but I've become used to them. This little rifle with an MSRP of $500 to $600, short little compact package, nothing particularly awesome about the stock, but it is a quality Howa. It's the mini action, very smooth bolt throw and action on it. 300 Blackout suppressed with subsonic ammo. I mean, I was shooting a 5-inch head plate at 200 yards and I could have stayed out there literally all day. No joke, it was so much fun. So these rifles have a 6-inch mini action, right? You really kind of got to see it in order to compare it to something else. A standard short action is about 6.9 inches, 7 inches, something like that, whereas the mini action is 6 inches. So it makes the package compact, smaller. You put a 18 to 20 inch heavy barrel on it like this one that I shot from Howa, makes just for a very small package. And it's got a very nice 2-stage trigger in it. You can imagine throwing this thing into a pack Maybe you swap the stock out for something that's got a folding stock on it, like in a chassis system or something with a side folder. This would be a very good truck gun, close quarters varmint gun, that sort of thing. Even for those of us here in the Midwest or out east where you really don't have the long distance, it would make for an absolutely great deer rifle. Very soft to shoot, very quiet, so much fun, and relatively inexpensive. So because of the price, because of the fun level alone, guys, I'm giving this my #1 pick for best rifle that I saw at SHOT Show 2019. Guys, check out our sponsor, Ventura Munitions. They are big supporters of the show here. Give them some love. We love them a lot. Thanks also to you guys who are our Patreon supporters. We sure appreciate you. Look to our links below to get signed up for Patreon, get entered into some monthly giveaways, that sort of thing. Had so much fun at SHOT Show 2019 this year, guys. Hopefully you appreciated the coverage. You'll get it again next year. Stay tuned for more great videos from TFB TV.